everyone, this is Garrett, and this is Painkiller. And we are about to do level 1 of chapter 4, the castle. And here we are. We are in front of a castle. We can go back, but we just die. So let's go forward, where we won't die. But instead we're gonna face new enemies. They're weird dog things. And they're actually kind of scary. These are not actually that bad, because these guys don't do their weird attack when they're slightly too far away, but they do spawn behind us because they're getting thrown over the wall. And more frighteningly though is the first secret of the level. We have to get every holy item to get the tarot card in this level, which we've been doing the entire time anyway, so it's not much of a problem. But the first secret is down here. Just jump off the bridge and then grab the first 3 holy items. And then comes the scary part, because there's a ladder here, and 9 out of 10 times you just fall down and die, but hopefully... Yep, no, we managed. Usually that goes wrong, and I'm kind of sad when it happens. Also, these ropes usually keep the bridge slightly elevated, but you can't actually shoot them, which causes the bridge to go down. Also, it causes some great physics effects when you do shoot it, because physics. But having seen that, let's move forward, where the music becomes intense and we can shoot these people. Now, one thing that someone pointed out to me in the comments is something I didn't notice. If the spikes go far enough away, they actually catch fire. And when they catch fire, they'll deal a whole bunch more damage, and sometimes insta-kill enemies which would otherwise not be insta-killed. And that's the attack I was talking about with the dogs, where they roll up and become rather tedious. But yeah, they're actually just exploding now when they're just ever so slightly far enough away. But when I get closer to them, it actually deals less damage and they just die normally, which is kind of neat. It makes it a bit more rewarding to shoot long distances with this thing, which is actually quite tricky due to the way that the spikes that you shoot go kind of downwards as you're slightly further away. And it's good. It's very nice. A slight odd thing about this, though, is when you activate slow motion with the tarot cards, it barely needs to fly at all. Because of the projectiles, they go a lot slower, but it seems to just matter how long they've been in the air, so they pretty much catch fire the moment that they just fly away, really, which is very nice. And ice does work quite well on those dogs as well, so if you are having some trouble with it, just freeze them and you will not have anything to worry about anymore. And it's not like you really have to worry about your ammo here either, because when we go around this house, we can actually go up here, and there is some ice waiting for us, along with some health as well, which is maybe even nicer. And having grabbed that, we're going through this checkpoint, go through the door, which we can open by walking into it, and then wait quietly at the back of this house. These guys are big. They take a fair amount of damage as well. You don't really want to get hit by those guys, but they do drop 5 health each, which is quite nice. Was that 6 actually? I think it was 5 normally, but that may have actually been 6, so I don't know. Either way, I'm going to move forward. This door closes, which is kind of important, and I'm going to turn on this here because I don't really like the spot. But that door closing is kind of important because you can actually just jump off here. Also, damage power up. You can jump off where we are currently standing, and that's a bit of a problem, right, if you would do that right now, due to the fact that the door is closed, and honestly, I don't know of any way how to get back up again without just loading the game. There probably is some way you can do it, but my tip of the day is to just make sure you don't accidentally fall off the edge there, because as you can see, door is still closed, and when we look through here, very much closed indeed. Also, there's a secret area over here. Not much of a secret, but it is actually pretty missable if you just happen to not notice the door right there. And there is actually another secret up here as well, once my character decides to jump, with a couple of holy items as well. And when we look down here, we can in fact just jump down, and that would be a problem, because we wouldn't be able to get back up this wall. As I said, there probably is some way to just get back up again that I've missed, but my recommendation is to just stay on this side for now. because there really is no reason to go to the other side unless you missed the first secret of the level. But if you have missed the first secret of the level, just wait until you've killed everyone, because we're gonna need to do a long backtracking trip anyway. And this leads us to some new enemies, which is these guys. There's a bunch of skeleton stuff laying on the floor and they're not really doing anything. But then they turn green and they become alive, and they're actually kind of annoying. There's actually a sentence that's gonna come out of my mouth now, which I didn't think I would ever say during this playthrough, but I don't really like using the shotgun against those guys. And that baffled me when I first thought about that particular sentence, and wasn't sure if I should say that out loud because it sounds preposterous, considering the shotgun is the bee's knees. But it doesn't... It sometimes requires you to shoot twice, because I'm just not 100% sure where to actually shoot sometimes, these guys. And shooting them like this actually works quite well, especially with the extra ammo we got out of that secret area earlier. And it's not like they're too scary as it is anyway. All you have to worry about is that you actually kill all of them. There is quite a lot of these guys, and it's very easy to get lost in this place. And there's a very good chance I'm just going to get demon mode here, because it's pretty unavoidable with the silver cards we have right now. I'm just making sure we've actually killed all of them here, because I think the ones on this floor are dead, but it's always a bit hard to tell, to be perfectly honest, considering how tight everything here is. Ah! Jeez. What is going on here? Oh, I didn't actually notice that. When they hit you, they actually steal some of your souls again. That's kind of rude. Didn't actually know that until now. So, don't get hit by those guys, because apparently they're even bigger jerks than I originally thought. Although, it is a good way to actually not get demon mode here, which is actually kind of good, because you're only really fighting these guys here. And as you may have noticed, they're not very strong. They don't deal a whole lot of damage. They die pretty quickly as it is. You don't really need the demon mode cannon to get rid of these guys, which seems obvious enough. But having killed those guys, we can try to make our way all the way back down again. This place is very easy to get lost in, but it doesn't really matter too much. Just make sure that you kill everything, and then the music will stop. And open this door, which leads to even more of them, which is wonderful. I'm just going to shoot a missile there. It is nice that you can kill them before they're like fully grown, I guess. And I'm actually going to take some damage here to make sure not to get demon mode, which is kind of an odd strategy. And didn't really plan on doing that, but it actually works out, because this is a really awkward place to get demon mode. And later on, we're actually going to be fighting a fair amount of just stronger enemies, and I would just prefer to have it there. And this might work out. Let's get hit one more time. Well, that was more than once, but oh well. As long as we keep our souls at around the 40-ish level, that should be fine. And that's exactly what we're going for. I think we should be just about done with this rather annoying sequence of buildings over here. And we can jump down, and I'll be glad to get out of here. I really don't like this place because it's so cramped, and even the shotgun just feels a bit awkward to use here, just because everything's so close to each other, and it's just kind of eh. It's very eh. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So right now we're supposed to go downstairs into that little staircase, but we're actually going to go inside this little tower. I'm not sure. There's nothing over there. Was just making sure. I just couldn't remember what was actually there, but I'm pretty sure there's actually just nothing. And we're going to climb up the tower, climb up the ladder. Come on. There we go. And we find a secret area and has some armor in it. And armor is always fun. Now I'm going to save the game because I have to do a jump. And this jump is not very hard, but we've all seen the history of this playthrough. Also, there's this thing which is pretty neat. There's like a ballista, and you can sort of move it around with physics, which doesn't really affect anything. I don't think you can actually shoot this thing at all, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to see this thing fly away, but it looks like you can only just sort of move it around a bit. But yeah, just gonna stand over here, quick save, and then just sort of start bunny hopping until we get over there, and then we fall down, as per tradition of this playthrough. And we start bunny hopping. Try not to randomly slow down like we did the last time. Barely reach the rooftop. Usually you get a lot more speed, but you know, recording and all that. And we get some health, which is nice because we're actually going to lose some health while jumping to that particular tower. This is a pretty easy one to miss, considering there's not many places you can jump to this tower from, and it is a bit silly, isn't it? Now, I don't know if there's some way, for, like that from here you could jump back there again, so I'm just going to go all the way around. You can kind of look around in these towers, which were previously pretty much inaccessible considering it's a bit high, but there were some enemies that were hanging around on this wall. So if you were curious about what those enemies got to see in their lives, then either you could just jump up there, but you can also jump up the way I did it, and it would be really, really cool. And that's what the lesson for today is. If you want to be cool, jump down there, and then go to this checkpoint and move forwards, where there is nasty things. These are the nasty things I was talking about, where demon mode is not so bad to have. And these things actually take damage, these things actually deal damage, and there's actually quite a lot of them as well throughout this entire area. Let me grab that soul over there and kill everyone as quickly as possible. And pretty sure everything over here is dead, which makes us allows us to move over here, down the stairs, quickly through the door, shoot these little guys. Might as well make the most of what we got right now. And we got some extra kills out of our demon mode. Maybe an even better place would be the next area to get demon mode, but I'm not really too bothered by it all. And instead, I'm just going to move forward, because there is another 2 of these skeleton dudes, which are kind of annoying to hit just because of that door opening in the wrong direction, and you have to kind of fiddle around with it or wait until the enemy is smart enough to go through the door, which is virtually never. Unfortunately, the enemies are not very smart at all, which is rather unfortunate. Because you'd think that a door opening inwards, like it is doing, well, not with that one, but with this one, like, if an enemy's over here, you wouldn't think that he'd have trouble doing this, but apparently they do. Also, that guy tends to get stuck behind the whatever that is. And the level exit spawns, which is great, except for the fact that we are gonna do a long, long backtracking adventure, which now would be a good time to get that first secret in the level, if you haven't gotten it already. You can also just, of course, get it after we jump down to that tower, whichever one had the holy item. But we need to go all the way back here because this door opens and allows us to get the final holy item in the level, which is nice. Now we have all the secrets, all the holy items. We somehow managed to destroy everything, which is cool, I suppose. We missed an armor, but there's a fair chance we just can't pick it up because we have oh so much armor. And we missed some ammo boxes because of like this. Because of reasons like that. Because we already have plenty of ammo, and there's that armor we missed. And there's this, of course. Did we get all the ammo? That would be nice. No. Let's get all the armor too. Why not? Boom. We got another star. Man, we're good at games. And that's the reason why I'm not going for 5 stars in every level, because it would just be a lot of unnecessary picking up ammo boxes that we don't need and all that nonsense, and I don't really feel like doing that. Come on. Open. These doors are hard. If only I had hands, but unfortunately I only have guns for arms. It's rather unfortunate. And that was Chapter 4, Level 1, the castle. And we get even more damage, which, as you might expect, is quite nice to have. And I am immediately going to switch out Fury and replace it with Rage, because it's a better version of the same thing. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it so far, and the next time we play, we are going to do Chapter 4, Level 2, The Palace. But I'm leaving that for next time, so I hope to see you there. Bye-bye.